Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. To make home cooking sustainable, you probably would agree with me, the flavor of your dishes is most important. And you probably would not keep cooking if you do not like what you cook. But once you love what you have cooked, you will keep cooking because no one else could cook it better than you do. And this is the essence of flavor chasing in my fast cooking system. And my fast cooking system, in addition to flavor chasing, that is advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking, all of these four attributes is designed to create the flavor that you love in the food that you prepare. And so what makes home cooking to be so amazing is your ability to create exactly the flavor that you would like. And so what is flavor? I remember talking to a friend of mine who is a chef, and he told me that flavor has many components. A flavor is a composite of taste, texture, aroma, and he mentioned, don't forget, crunch. He said that over the years as a chef, he has learned that a good cook creates food, whereas a great cook creates flavor. Last night for dinner, one of the dishes that I cook is this garlic pepper chicken with two kinds of mushrooms. This dish is a good example of flavor chasing because I use two different kinds of mushroom to achieve the texture of the dish that I was looking for. I enjoy mushroom, but my wife really loves mushroom. She loves portobello mushroom because she likes the texture of the portobello mushroom, which is relatively firm. I cut the portobello mushroom into thin slices, and when I cook them, I try very hard not to overcook them, because my wife really loves that firm texture of the cooked portobello mushroom. And because of our love for mushroom, I always looking to improve the flavor of the dishes that I use with different kinds of mushrooms. And one particular type of mushroom I'm eager to try is what is known as the king oyster mushroom. Similar to portobello mushroom, the king oyster mushroom also has a firm texture. And in fact, from what I read about the king oyster mushroom, it probably has the firmest texture among mushrooms. It is almost meat-like. As I slice through the king oyster mushroom, I noticed that it has a very dense texture. And I also learned that when you cook the king oyster mushroom, it provides a rich umami flavor. So based on this understanding, I come to the conclusion, if I combine these two mushrooms together, I will be able to create a dish that is better in flavor than if they were just by themselves. And therefore, I'm going to cook a chicken dish that uses both of these mushrooms in creating a dish that I have never cooked before. And the great thing about my fast cooking system with advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking, I can execute this idea easily. And with advanced prepping, since I have everything ready to go, I can cook this dish in less than 10 minutes. So last night, the first thing I did when I walked in the kitchen is to thaw out some chicken in a bowl of warm water. And with my advanced prepping system for chicken, I can have chicken from the freezer to the wok in about 10 minutes. I already have some portobello mushroom prepped in advance. And I have some king oyster mushroom ready to go. I used about 1/3 of it the other night. Some viewers asked me whether advanced prepping reduced the shelf life of the food ingredients. Actually, it turned out just the opposite. If you leave the food ingredients in original package, the shelf life is much reduced. Depending on the food ingredients, advanced prepping in general doubles their shelf life. Last night I cooked two dishes. The first dish that I cooked is a vegetable medley with Chinese sausages. By the time when I finished cooking that dish, the chicken has been thawed. For the chicken in this dish, I'm going to create a light breading by coating it with 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm first going to season the chicken with some garlic pepper, which is a seasoning mix that I purchased from Sam's Club. I'm going to use approximately ½ teaspoon. To further enhance the flavor of the chicken, I'm also going to use ½ teaspoon of hot chili pepper flake. And finally, I'm going to add about ½ tablespoon of sugar. The addition of sugar will induce caramelization on the surface of the chicken. I'm going to cook this dish in my 14-inch Cucina stainless steel wok. I'm going to start out with 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I'm going to use my spot seasoning method to create a non-stick cooked surface. For cooking this dish, it is important for the wok to be well seasoned because you do not want the chicken to stick to the surface of the wok. I'm going to shallow fry the chicken in the wok to create a light, crispy breading. This method also very good in keeping the chicken moist and tender inside. I'm going to use a pair of long-handled tongs to spread out the chicken. With the large flat surface area of this wok, I'm going to use it like a small frying pan. And this is one of the reasons I really like this wok because it has multiple cooking functions. As you can see with the added sugar, the surface of the chicken becomes caramelized readily. While the chicken were being cooked, I'm going to add the king oyster mushroom to the wok. I used approximately 1 cup of the thinly sliced king oyster mushroom. And you probably guess the reason why I add the king oyster mushroom at this point. It is primarily because the king oyster mushroom takes longer time to cook than most other mushrooms. However, they still cook very rapidly because I have sliced them thinly. It takes about 20 to 30 seconds to fry the chicken on one side. Next, I turn the chicken over to fry the other side. At the same time, I'm looking for some space on the surface of the wok to cook the king mushrooms. By now, the chicken is probably about 50 to 60% cooked. As you can see here, cooking in the wok is more than stir frying. Because if you have the right wok, you can use the wok for pan frying or for shallow frying and many other cooking functions as well. So next is I'm going to add the portobello mushroom to the wok. I add about 1 cup of thinly sliced portobello mushroom, which is already in my advanced prepping. I switch to the wok spatula to finish stir frying the dish. This is a good example of sequential cooking. You add the item to the wok that you want to cook the least toward the end of the cooking process. The portobello mushroom cook rapidly, particularly when they are thinly sliced. One problem in adding sugar to the chicken is that it causes caramelization on the surface of the wok as well. And this leaves some food residue stick and burn. Fortunately, that could be easily resolved with my spot cleaning method. I use a squeeze bottle by deposit a small amount of water right over the burn materials. Some of the water turn into steam right away. And by using the wok spatula, you can easily scrape off those burn materials. And the reason I call this spot cleaning, because you clean right on the spot as you cook. Another wonderful advantage of this method is because those burn materials is actually very flavorful, so you basically return the flavor back to the dish. The final ingredients I'm going to add is some cherry tomatoes. I love cherry tomatoes when they are lightly cooked in a dish like this, because when I bite into them, they give me a refreshing burst of tomato juice. And last but not the least, I'm going to add some scallions to garnish the dish. A scallion might not add a whole lot of taste, but it certainly gives color to the dish. Okay, now the dish is done. I'm going to add just a bit more water to clean up remaining material that burn and stick to the bottom of the wok. This will also create a light sauce. I did a final taste test. The taste is fabulous with a very delicate mushroom flavor. I decided I probably can make the mushroom flavor stand out even more by adding 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Because of the cornstarch present in the oyster sauce, it also thickened the sauce as well. And next, I transfer the content to a serving plate. And the total cook time of this dish is a little bit over 6 minutes. The pairing between the portobello mushroom and the king oyster mushroom was perfect. We both enjoyed the texture of the mushrooms. The portobello mushroom has a softer texture, whereas the king oyster mushroom has a firmer texture. This dish was very lightly seasoned. The chicken provides its own flavor with the garlic pepper as well as with the hot chili pepper flakes. They do not overshadow the flavor of the mushroom, rather they provide a complementary flavor to the mushroom. So this is a good example that I select the ingredients to achieve the flavor that I'm looking for, not only just in taste, but also in texture. So last time when I was at H Mart, I noticed that they also have some fresh shiitake mushroom. So I'm looking forward to try them next. And I think this is the reason that I find home cooking is such a rewarding activity. Not only because it's a lot of fun, but nobody could cook a dish like this for me, no matter where I'm going to go. I want to make home cooking a sustainable activity as part of your daily routine. I would like to help you to have fun and enjoy home cooking in addition to its great health benefits. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to learn more about as well as adopting my fast cooking system as part of your daily cooking routines. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.